Imagine you're deep in the rainforests of Madagascar. You're staring at a cluster of leaves, and for a long time, you see nothing but green. But then a branch seems to move. A swivel of an eye, a curl of a tail, and suddenly, a creature emerges from the foliage. But it doesn't just appear, it transforms. Within seconds, it shifts from a leafy green to a fiery orange, then a neon yellow, and finally a deep, bruised purple. For centuries, we've looked at the chameleon and called it a magician. We've told stories about how they use biological paint to hide from predators. We've used them as a metaphor for people who blend into any crowd. But what if I told you that almost everything you think you know about how and why these lizards change color is actually wrong? Welcome to EduFacts TV. Today, we are going beyond the surface. We are diving into the world of nanocrystals, photonic mirrors, and the secret social language of the animal kingdom. This is the real science of how chameleons change color, and the surprising reasons why they do it. Let's start by killing the biggest myth in biology. If you ask a random person on the street why a chameleon changes color, they will almost certainly say, to blend in with the background. It makes perfect sense, right? If you're a slow-moving lizard in a world full of hungry birds and snakes, you'd want to be invisible. But here's the reality. Most chameleons are already camouflaged. Their natural, relaxed state is a brownish green that matches their environment perfectly. They don't need to change color to hide. They're born hiding. In fact, scientists have discovered that for most species, color change is actually about standing out. It's not a cloaking device, it's a billboard. When a chameleon changes to a bright, vibrant color, it's usually because it wants to be seen. It's communicating its mood, its intentions, and its health to the world around it. It's the lizard equivalent of a social media status update. For decades, even the best scientists in the world were wrong about how this happened. For a long time, the leading theory was based on chromatophores. These are star-shaped cells containing sacs of pigment, red, yellow, and black. The idea was that the chameleon simply expanded or contracted these sacs to mix colors, much like an artist mixes paint on a palette. This is how octopuses and squids change color, so we assumed lizards did the same. But in 2015, a team of physicists at the University of Geneva noticed something strange. They looked at the skin of a panther chameleon under an electron microscope and realized that the pigment cells alone couldn't explain the brilliant blues and greens we see. They discovered a second, deeper layer of skin cells called Iridophores. And this is where the story turns from biology into high-level physics. Inside these iridophore cells, there are millions of tiny, microscopic crystals made of a substance called guanine. These crystals aren't just sitting there randomly. They are arranged in a perfect grid-like lattice. Think of these crystals like tiny mirrors. They don't have any color of their own. Instead, they reflect light. But they do something even more specific. They reflect light based on the distance between them. When a chameleon is relaxed, these nanocrystals are packed very tightly together. In this tight formation, they reflect light with short wavelengths, specifically blue light. Now, remember those yellow pigment cells on the top layer? When that reflected blue light passes through the yellow pigment, it creates the vibrant green color we recognize. But what happens when a chameleon gets excited? Maybe it sees a rival male encroaching on its territory. Its nervous system sends a signal to its skin. The skin relaxes or stretches, causing the distance between those tiny crystals to increase. As the gap between the crystals grows, they stop reflecting blue and start reflecting longer wavelengths, like yellow, then orange, and eventually bright red. It's not a chemical change. It's a physical tuning of light. The chameleon is essentially a living, breathing, color-shifting crystal radio. So if it's not for camouflage, what are they saying? In the world of the chameleon, color is a weapon and a love letter. Take the panther chameleon, for example. When two males meet, it's a high-stakes standoff. They don't want to fight physically because a bite could lead to a deadly infection. Instead, they shout with their skin. They turn bright yellow and orange to show strength. The loser of the argument will turn a dull, dark brown, signaling submission and saying, "I'm not a threat. Please leave me alone." But it's not just about aggression. Females use color to communicate their reproductive status. A female might display specific spots or patterns to tell a male she's ready to mate, or she might turn very dark to signal that she's already carrying eggs and he should stay away. There's one more vital reason for the color change: survival in the elements. Chameleons are ectotherms, or cold-blooded. They can't generate their own body heat. Imagine a cold morning in the desert. A chameleon needs to get its body temperature up so it can start hunting. It will turn a very dark color, almost black. Why? Because dark colors absorb more heat from the sun. Once the lizard has charged its batteries and gotten warm enough, it will shift back to a lighter color to prevent overheating. It's a biological thermostat. The most incredible part of this story is that we are only seeing half of the conversation. Humans see the world in a specific range of light, but chameleons can see into the ultraviolet UV spectrum. This means that two chameleons could be having a massive, colorful debate in UV light right in front of us. And to our human eyes, they just look like two green lizards sitting on a branch. There's an entire world of hidden signals and secret patterns that we are only just beginning to understand. The chameleon is a perfect example of why we should never stop asking why. It's easy to look at nature and assume the simplest answer is the right one. But as we've seen today, the truth is often much more spectacular. The chameleon isn't a coward hiding in the bushes. It is a master of physics, a living mirror, and a creature that wears its heart and its mood on its sleeve for all the world to see. Thank you for joining us on EduFacts TV. If you found this deep dive into nature's most colorful lizard fascinating, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn something new about our incredible world. What other animal mysteries should we explore next? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.